Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. I am Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self. On my TikTok channel, I am 1974 Enlightened Soul, and I'm also live on my Facebook. I'm outside because it's beautiful, and today I'm talking about the connection between detoxing and an exorcism. Okay. I did a short video on my TikTok here one day with regards to, detoxing. And I also put it up on my YouTube channel. And I had somebody comment with regards to detoxing, and they just they took it as just detoxing your body from parasites or what have you, which was not what I was actually talking about. Okay. I know people are detoxing their body from parasites and heavy metals and what have you, and I totally understand that because I do it with myself. I change my diet and my foods, but there's bigger things of detoxing. Okay. And some of that detoxing can actually include what some people think as bullshit or taboo, and they think, oh, it's just a horror movie. An exorcism. Okay. An exorcism is another form of detoxing the body. And some people don't get that. Like you look at the church, like when I had my exorcism done in 1999, I went to I believe a Catholic church, okay, to have it performed. It's not that I'm religious or anything like that. I'm a spiritual, looking at things from a spiritual aspect and seeing things different ways. Now, when I look at detoxing, I don't look at it per se as detoxing the body from your metals and your parasites. That's one, but that's just a mild thing. Okay. Because the biggest part of it is detoxing our bodies from the drugs and alcohol and substances that we put in our body. Okay. And I'm not just talking about hardcore street drugs. I'm talking about the pharmaceutical drugs too, because they are one of the biggest addictions. Because if you look, a lot of addictions, they stem from these pills that people are giving them. So people are popping pills, they're crushing them up and they're inserting them in their veins and or snorting them and what have you. And alcohol, they're making all kinds of different alcohol and we're poisoning our body and what have you. Okay, I know that like people look at it differently. But I want you to think of it this way. Like, how many of you have gone out and drank, okay? Because a lot of people do it. They go out, they drink, they want to get drunk. Been there, done that, guilty of it. Because it was like you start drinking and you just don't stop. How many of you have actually drank and didn't remember anything? You blacked out, right? Do you know why you're blacking out? Because your body is being taken over. You are allowing yourself to be taken over by something other than you. They say, and I know something didn't like that. But it's like, I had to go through it. And it's not easy. You do hallucinate. Or what you're believing to be hallucinating, but you're actually seeing different things of what you've gone through or have experienced that you didn't remember going through or experiencing. You know, religious congregations, they say, oh, you got demons. Yeah. They're your own. They're your own demons. They're your own things that we need to detoxify from mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And I got something trying really hard. And it's like, because I know it's everybody is an aspect of each other. Everybody is an aspect of spirit. And I know that some rituals involve different substances. Some people use mushrooms. Some people use ayahuasca. Some people use LSD, acid. Some use cocaine, what have you. But like, you know, the natural ones are the plants. And they'll tell you, oh, those are poisonous. Well, you know, they're no more poisonous than the pills you put in your mouth. Actually, they're actually like these other plants. Like, I mean, you got to be like knowing what you're doing. It's not like you just go out and eat something. But are we in Alice in Wonderland? Okay, because if you watch Alice in Wonderland, they eat a piece of mushroom, it helps them grow. But is it like physically that it helps you become tall or what have you? Or does it help you to find that higher being of yourself because you've detoxed stuff out of your body? In Alice in Wonderland, in the series that I watch, she kept saying about the pills. They make her forget who she is. They dumb her down. And it's true. How many of you have taken medication and you felt less, like you even felt sometimes even sicker? Sometimes you feel good. I know somebody that had antibiotics, and when they got stitches. It only looked like they had five to six stitches in a massive cut like that was right around the shin, that was right around, like down around the shin bone. And they get 5 or 6 stitches when they actually needed about 15, 20 or more stitches. And they ended up with an infection. They took the antibiotics for 10 days and then had to go back and take antibiotics for another 10 days. You know, that wouldn't happen if the doctor hadn't been so fucking careless and friggin' stitched it up the way it should have been done. It's like when you're detoxing your body, sometimes we detox our body half-assed. We don't get it all out because, you know, the stuff that led us to having a dependency on something, we didn't get to the root of the problem. We got to some of it, which gave us the ability to detox and get off it. But sometimes we go back. And why is it that we go back? It's because you haven't gotten to the root. You haven't gotten to that exorcism part of it where it's bringing it completely out of you. Like I know people, you look in the Bible for your answers and what have you. You're going to see words there, and, you know, it's all over the place because nothing is in order. It's just bits and pieces here and there. And was it the truth? Well, unless you were really there, you don't know. Tequila item. We look in our Bible, okay, and we want answers, okay, and we read about what the story was. Okay, that's a story. I have a story. I can manipulate my own story too. I can tell you what I think you want to hear. But would I be doing you any good? No, because all I would be doing is manipulating your mind. Okay, see, people say that they want Christ and they believe in Jesus and what have you. But I'm going to tell you, do you really? Because if you did, then you would actually see the truth that was sitting right in front of you. Kira tuturi priya sata. I didn't go learn these languages anywhere. He wasn't saying that he was the only one. It was manipulated, and then it was put out there to make everybody afraid to be themselves. So people went in hibernation and they forgot who they were. A lot of them, to suppress and stuff like that so that they didn't seem so mad, they went and they started drugs and alcohol and all kinds of substance abuse. Well, they say we're crazy. We may as well go be crazy, right? No, because you were never crazy to begin with. They only wanted people to think you were crazy because they knew that you were spreading truth. And if you were spreading truth, well, holy shit, that would put all their plans on the back burner. They wouldn't be able to dope you up anymore with their fucking synthetic drugs. Like if you want to go by a system and you want to go keep popping the pills and everything like that, instead of actually listening to the people who have the real answers for you, you look in the Bible, but you're not understanding what it is that you're friggin' reading. At least the majority of you don't. That's why I can't stand going to church, because people are too busy spouting off what one religion done or what one group of people done over the other, and it fucking pisses me off. I want to tell them all, fucking grow up. Seriously? You think you're any better than the rest of us? You're preaching about sin? Well, you're preaching about the fucking systems. Seriously. Now, I don't care if anybody who likes me and who don't. You're not getting the real message. You're toting off. I watched, like I said, one other day, I watched a woman, she had this about issues with transgender, and this guy, he was Christian, and she kept asking him questions. He wouldn't answer her with his own fucking logic and common sense. He just kept spouting off passages from the Bible. Why don't you use your own fucking brain? Why don't you use your own experiences? Is that your experience? Because I know what I friggin' experienced. And if I come off as ignorant, no, I'm not being ignorant. I'm just being truthful, honest, and maybe even a little stern sometimes. I can't make you think one way or another. Only you can see the truth. But as long as you keep looking and spilling off passages to everybody and thinking that that's going to lean them your way, into your way of thinking, well, you're sadly mistaken. Because all you're going to do is just push those people away even further. Because they're going to come to the realization on their own. They're going to come to the truth on their own and what the real truth is. And it's not about spilling off something that somebody else wrote. What was your experience? I know there's many people, they don't believe in God. But you don't believe in God because you got so many people that are saying, oh, well, it's a person. Well, it is. It's every one of us. And I don't care what religion don't like me saying that. They friggin' burned us at the stake. And I'm going to tell you, anybody that thinks that Yeshua was put on a cross, oh shit. They say it was put on a cross like this. Okay? Some say the spikes were in the hands. Some say the spikes were in the wrist. And they were by the legs. You think of it this way. Somebody's on a cross like this. There's not much here to fucking hold you up. You're going to slide. But you know what? When you start thinking logic and when you start thinking common sense, think of all the pains you have in your body. You get a lot of pain within your hands and your wrists, okay? You get a lot of pain within your shoulders. We get a lot of pain within our pelvic bones, okay? The way I see it, If he was nailed to a cross, like it was said, it would have been like this. Here, here, in through here, and the legs. That would be what held you still. But you know, a religious group or like people who are so hooked in what the Bible says and what have you, you won't fucking even think about that one, will ya? Why do you think you got pains there? Seriously. I've been noticing since I've been going through like this recent shift with the memories, remembering. I felt so much friggin' pain right in here. And when you go like this, when you have that pain, it actually feels like it helps release it. But you know, that's where he was nailed to, too. And some people, you know, you don't believe that he died on the cross, but you know, you're living in parallel realities. So everything happened differently. There's different names, different things brought about. There's live, I mean, two back and forth. But nobody wants to believe that. Except for the ones that actually has, like, it's like the true Christian type thing. It's not it's not like Christian is supposed to be the Christ consciousness. See, there's only certain things put in a book for you to read, and the rest of it's manipulated. But you're your Akashic records. You're the fucking story, the truth. I'll say it again, myth, my truth. But they like to say, oh, well, that's just a myth. Is it? What? You're eliminating my fucking truth because you don't want it to be told? I embodied it. I make, like, some people may say, oh, well, you're fucking demonic. And you're just ignorant to the truth. You say about what Yeshua was doing, because he was actually pointing out the true sins, the systems. Because, you know, you want to say, oh, you're a sinner, you're a sinner. Fuck you. It's that survival. People have a survival instinct. And you know, you are manipulated. And some people say, oh, well, I'm not. Well, if you keep believing the shit that you're believing and you don't want to go outside that little box to see what's beyond, you know, you got the glacier, Antarctica, or they say the wall. Why is that fucking wall there? They say, oh, because it wasn't there, you'd fall off the face of the earth. Well, hey, wait, how would you fall off the face of the earth? Is it like people say the earth is round? People say the earth is flat, oval, what have you, when, you know, it's all a fucking spiral. It just gives an illusion. But what do I know? I didn't go up in space. You know, you have, like, you hear a lot about the 7 this, 7 that, 7 stars, 7 angels, 7 demons. You know, think of it this way. You got the 7 sins. You got the 7 chakras. Hey? You know, the 7 chakras. The root chakra keeps you grounded. You got the sacral, which is your sexual. You got your solar plex, which shows a lot of fear and what have you, and you feel sick. Then you got your heart chakra. Your heart chakra gets cut off. It hurts. But when you allow yourself to get past the fear, get past the anger, people say, oh, you'd be grounded. I'm fucking grounded. Because if I wasn't grounded, I wouldn't be speaking multiple what you class as gibberish. or tongues or foreign language. But it's actually the ancient languages of our ancestors who they took out of your books. Made them like they were the bad ones. But seriously, you want truth, but when truth is in front of you, you don't fucking believe it. So you don't want truth? So why do you keep fucking lying to yourself? Because if you did, you'd see it. You'd see what truth was telling you. I will say it, I am spirit. Because all of us are spirit. We just have a physical body. And I don't care if groups don't like me. Like this woman that was doing the thing for LGBTQ or whatever it's called. I don't, like, to me, that doesn't matter. Because people are losing the fucking point of it all because it's been hijacked into manipulation. I understand where these people are coming from, where they're saying about non-binary and stuff like that. It's because they're not, their higher consciousness is not from here. So they don't know. It's sometimes you don't know how to express it any other way. You just want to change because you feel like you don't fit in. I know, because like, you think I feel like I fucking fit in? But you know what? I really don't give a shit. And when we have it where I'm at, when we have the Pride Parade, I'm fucking going, and it'll be my first time going. And why am I going? You don't like what I say about me going? Too fucking bad for you. Do you really know the true meaning of it? You know, like if you're somebody that's against it, if your kid came to you and told you that they were gay, would you disown them? Because if you did, you're not a person of God. And I don't care who you fucking think you are. God takes the form on whatever God wants because it's about energy and it comes to here. But too many people are, they're ignorant and up here. Because instead of, like, you're all seeing with your eyes, but you're not seeing shit with your heart for the most part. And I'm not criticizing you. I'm not trying to ridicule you. It's like, like I said, when the truth sits in front of you, you still deny it. 2,000 years later, 4,000, 10,000, 30,000, a million years later. You know, are they teaching the actual stuff within the school system? Are they teaching people how to use their creativity? No. They're using mind control and saying, no, you got to learn this. You got to learn this. We're going to beat this in your head. You're going to remember it. The part of detoxing is detoxing all that crap out of you. All that stuff that has led you to believe one way or another to keep you from actually seeing your own self. Taking care of you, because, you know, if you're always putting out there for everybody else, what do you have? Because at that point, sometimes you don't even have yourself. And you can't even find yourself anymore. But the awakening is bringing in the air, coming back to the oneness, bringing yourself back to the oneness. That's what the spirit is. We focus on so much of what somebody else says, which keeps us distracted from being able to go within ourselves. We keep ourselves distracted because we don't want to deal with it. And I totally understand that because, I was drinking, like smoking marijuana and stuff like that. I didn't use hardcore drugs or anything, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to look at it. I just wanted to blame everybody else. But the one I had to blame for things was myself because I allowed myself to remain in that state instead of learning from it. I just felt like, well, that's the way everybody expects me to be, so I may as well be like that. But it's no, because that's not who you are. You may be told that that's who you are, but that's not who you are. God's spirit knows who you are, and it been pushing you every time you feel in pain or anger or what have you. That's spirit's way of saying, you got to fucking look at this. Like seriously, you got to look at it. There's some good things written, like verses written in the books. But you notice it's all mixed in with a lot of fear and control. I know that I was burned at a stake. I know that I was nailed to a cross. I even, like some of us, okay, we even get that feeling right in here. I get it sometimes where I feel like somebody has taken and stabbed me. Like, like somebody has literally stabbed me and I can't even breathe. And I know a lot of people experience that. And that's why I say, like, when you're experiencing things, pains in your body and what have you, and it's mostly in the areas that I said, if you don't believe me, fucking think about it. The truth is within your body. Just 1 second, I'll be right back. I get things to remind me who I am or where I come from or what I'm experiencing. I got this a while ago. I don't know where I got it, but you look at that. Okay? I just explained it. The hands, right? See how he is? Don't you think if he's hanging like that, it would all drop down? It would all come down? It's sloth. You get cut in your hand. You fucking rip your hand right apart. Basically, ito eh. This is where. It's here, 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 and here. 2, 4, 5, and 6. And then the stab. But what do I know? I didn't go to school. I didn't go to university to learn something. It's like, you think this was your only life you lived? You're constantly living alternate lives, whether you want to believe that or not. People say, oh, it's a dream. It's a dream. No, it's not. You actually fucking experienced it. And that's why you feel so exhausted and you feel like hell afterwards. You feel like shit afterwards, or you feel good because it was something that you experienced. I'll say it again, Men in Black. Watch the movie. You witness something they don't want you to know about or remember. What do? Ding, ding. They're going to flash you, man. And then they're going to give you all new memories. And do I believe in that stuff? You're fucking right, I do. Because I've actually experienced like nobody around, and then all of a sudden when I'm in one of my modes or what have you, and I'm enlightened and what have you, what comes along? Black vehicles. I was actually driving the other day with somebody, and I looked. It was a police car, and it had the logo on the side of it and everything like that. But it had a regular license plate. It confused me a little. But that's where we're looking and we're seeing different things like with what we had here. Do I trust any police cars? Do I trust anybody? When I experienced something here a few weeks ago and I told somebody something and I left and I was driving somewhere, there was a roadblock. They were stopping people and checking their license plate and their safety inspection, which, you should have something fucking better to do with your time. Like, going and catching murderers, abusers, molesters, do something. But when this officer approached my car, the feeling I got from him, holy shit, man. You talk about I got nasty from him. I didn't get nasty with him, but I felt a nasty off of him. He was an officer that I didn't trust, and I've had a few officers around since I came to where I'm at now because a lot of shit went down. But there was one officer that came to my home, and he had very good energy. You could tell that he was a good person. He actually was there to help people. Wasn't there about having control and here, I can do that too. Get it today. Because they do say that a lot of abusers, they hide within the system. So when you build up on like belief systems, when you're filling your body with drugs or alcohol or any form of substances that suppresses your true feelings, you're hurting yourself. You're hurting spirit, and you're hurting all the ones that you love because they're trying to help you. And I know some people in some families, it's like they're not there for you. I understand that, been there. I've walked a lonely road. Sometimes they were there, and sometimes I just felt like I was thrown away like a piece of garbage. Like how I felt or what I believed or how I seen things did not matter. But I was supposed to listen to what everybody else had to say. And hey, little girl, you just go sit in the corner and shut your mouth and listen to what everybody else got to say. But when that happens, why the fuck do you think why do you think people come out and it's just like they're going through hell and they just start treating everybody else the same way that they've been treated? Even if it's not people who treated them that way, it becomes a stigmata for everybody because there's a few bad apples in a tree. Every apple must be bad. I find it very hard to give people a chance to get close to people or allow people to get close to me because of things that I've experienced through life. Because I gave people my trust. I gave people my respect. I gave people my understanding. And I still do. But it's very frustrating when other people don't give it back. And I know there's a lot of people that can relate to this. And if people are making comments, I appreciate the comments. I just don't read them right now. I don't even have my glass. Like, I got my glasses on my head, but I don't have them on my face because I hate wearing glasses. Yeah, I'm sweating under the legs. It's really hot out here today. Where I'm at, we're said to be having some sort of heat wave, but you know, they say about climate change that I did what? Climate's not changing, it's just fluctuating back and forth and back and forth. You know, in the early 1900s, we had heat waves 44 degrees and more. Look at it, I'm still detoxing my body from different things physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And I know of others that like they struggle with it because they don't want to look at certain things. And the reason why they don't want to look at certain things is because that means that they have to admit the truth to themselves. And that's always the hardest part. So that's where you get the lies. And people that think that people like myself don't know when you're lying, that's totally laughable. I even have people, you don't know what I'm thinking. Well, yeah, I do, because, you know, you go with that because I'll get on your level. That's why I look like a fucking roller coaster. So I look delusional, psychotic, or, you know, just right out to lunch. But I really don't care what people think because I'm not here to do service for like appease everybody else. I'm here to help spirit with a mission, with a mission of helping people to grow, helping people to release the toxicity. People say you got to remember your traumas, your things, like, you know, you move forward from them. Right now, a lot of people are detoxing in many ways. And an exorcism, it's not necessarily that you end up going to somebody. An exorcism is just your body releasing. And, you know, it can come off very demonic. It's parts of yourself that you buried for so freaking long that it's fucking pissed off and angry. And a lot of the time it stems from childhood traumas and not even your own, because it could be your ancestry line and it's coming through you because you're the curse breaker. You're the one that's going to break that routine of taking the shit from people, of feeling like you're less than what you really are because somebody doesn't know how to look at themselves. Do I believe in magic? Yes, I do. Do I believe in science? Well, science is magic in many different ways. And most of your mainstream science is just a manipulation. The true scientists are the ones that you're being told, oh, well, you know, they're conspiracy theories. Or, oh, well, they're mad scientists. No, they're actually not mad scientists. They're the true scientists. You're a creator, you're a scientist. And I'm not talking when I say scientist in the creation, because everything's changing. I do energy, yes. Like, do you think there's not magical things like you can put your energy into something? Because everything has energy in one way or another. Like, you know, anything can, like, people can form anything they want, but, you know, people don't want to believe that. And the reason why they don't want to believe that is because, you know, I'll tell you right now, at one time you did believe it. And when you detox your body, when you exercise your body from all of your traumas, from the stuff that you don't want to look at, even if it's something that you did yourself that you don't want to look at and remember because you feel one way or another over it for doing it. Once you look at it and you allow yourself to experience it and feel it and release it, you're going to start feeling better. I was watching things like people in prison. Nobody should be caged up like an animal, but people think that they should for the things they did. And I'm not condoning any violence. I'm not condoning any of that. I'm saying, yes, you need to be responsible. But it's that part of like two wrongs don't make a right. Somebody kills your family member and you just want to have payback. You want to kill them. Well, that comes back. And then that person that died, another form of them, comes back with an even bigger vengeance. And it becomes even more violent. Worse than the first time. Some people just have so much inside of them that they don't know how to deal with it. Some people feel so low on themselves that they figure that they have to stay there because, they may as well, they say, because, that's how society sees me. But that's not how spirit sees you. Because spirit sees you when nobody else does. Is it ever freaking warm out here? It's like some of us were put in places for certain reasons. And I know that I'm put here where I'm at because there are a lot of angry spirits that's been hurt. Where I'm at, I read the history and I experienced a lot of what people have experienced around here through generations. And I know that a part around here, a part of my ancestry line had a problem with some people where I'm at because things were stolen. Okay, it's there's to show Oak Island. They're looking for treasures, and they're saying about the people that are like people that have died looking for them. Do you realize why you fucking died, or why these people died? Seriously, you're stealing from the dead. You're a grave robber. Eh? My seventh great grandfather that was scalped in the Cornwallis. A lot went down on Oak Island. A lot. A lot went down in many different places, all throughout the world and the universe. I'm going to be honest, my consciousness is not from here. I took a leap of faith. You say, like, the Father, you say it was a beef, what have you. Do you ever think that maybe it was because somebody wanted to think for themselves, wanted to live their own life? Wasn't about trying to be superior over somebody. Just, you know, spirit is meant to think and feel for itself. It's experience. Spirit's experiencing itself through everybody. And people don't realize that, yeah, sometimes spirit goes so deep that it gets dark. But then its spirit got to go to the deepest, darkest parts of itself in order to find its own light. They say the light bringer. Everybody like fears when when people say the name Lucifer and what have you. They say Lucifer was the light bringer. I'll talk about whoever and whatever I want, whenever I want. If you don't like it, I didn't invite you into my channel. You chose to be here. Cocky, maybe? Sometimes, yep. And honest, yes. But see, what people don't realize is, like, these known people that become enlightened, they weren't enlightened right from birth. They experienced life and they became enlightened. And that's why certain people only showed up after a certain amount of time. I still go through detoxing, not medication or drugs or alcohol or anything like that, because I already went through that. I stayed in my camper for almost 7 months going through it, and holy shit, man, they're screaming, and it's just like spirit and my ancestor line, my mother and that. In spirit, they come and they just say, open your arms, Sarah, just let it go. Release your pain, allow yourself to feel it, and just let it go, because it's you you're fighting. You're fighting parts of yourself. So as far as demons and stuff like that goes, we're our own demons. We're our own poltergeists. We're just not aware of it because we're told to fear it all. Oh, be afraid, be scared, be afraid, be feared. I mean, we go back and we do fight, like, you know, Gaia was birthed out of chaos. Chaos was Gaia herself in many different forms, because she gave birth to herself. She separated from herself. Spirit separated from itself to experience itself on different awarenesses, different consciousness and levels of it. Did I ever want to know what it was like to kill someone? No. At least not that I'm aware of, at least not in this lifetime. Just watching the thing, and like these warships, they go on properties and buy up all this property, and they go in the oceans and stuff like that. And when they do, they destroy it. And then they say about climate change. And then they say about what's happening in the world, all these tsunamis and all these weather phenomenals and stuff like that. Well, they don't realize it, but they're producing it. I said it before, and I don't care if you want to defend the military. I'm not saying that all those people in there are bad, but I will say that a lot of them, they don't know how. When they go in, they don't know how to adapt back into civil society, the civilian society, because they were programmed. They were programmed to be violent, aggressive, walk a certain way, talk a certain way. Don't step out of line. You'll get charged. Don't be late. You'll be charged. Seriously, I had somebody ask me, like, should I join the military because they wanted to become an electrician or what have you. It's like I know somebody that has 22 trades and they got out of the military and they weren't even allowed to use one of them because their credentials were only good for the military. Wow. You talk about control, hey? They say, oh, it's because of this. Like it's all, the ships are different or this is different. Is it really? I thought like electricity is it's all the same. You would think it'd be all the same, right? Yeah, 22 trades and was not legally, according to government officials, legally allowed to use it because the credentials did not stand up outside of the military. So when you want to, and they say you got to stay this long or what have you, this person was in for 20 years. They got released medically, but they were in for 20 years and they weren't allowed to use their credentials when they got out. And they were very good at their job. I know this person could build a whole house by themselves. But the military fucked them up so bad that half the time they don't even know if they're fucking coming or going anymore. They're so angry and they take it out on everybody else, but mostly me. There's that part that, you know, you have someone around you or someone in the family or what have you, and you see and they're getting everything they want because oh, poor John Doe, he's like, oh, he's got this wrong with him, he's got that wrong with him, so we're going to coddle him, we're going to allow them to get away with their bad behavior because, oh, they have this going on, they have that going on, but then they're going around and like they're having temper tantrums and they're beating the shit out of people and everything like that, and you're not staying and saying shit to them. Oh, I might hurt their feelings. No, you don't have to hit them. It's not about hitting someone, but it's not about letting them get their own way of whatever they want, because then they do become the menace on society. They do become the ones who are hurting people because they're dealing with their own demons. And maybe it's from different lifetimes that they lived. I'll refer once upon a time again. The untold stories. A lot of people don't want their stories being told, and that's why sometimes when I have my radio on, when I'm doing this, the song comes up about last known mouthpiece. It's got nothing to do with being a mouthpiece or being a rat or a snitch or what have you. There's so many people that don't want to be living the way that they're living, but they're afraid of other people because maybe they feel like they got something over their head, or they feel like they'll be killed, or like, have this taken from them and that taken from them. The best way to come out of misery is by looking at it and facing it, facing the fear head on. Do something differently. Don't keep looking at yourself as a victim, because every time you go through something and you come out of it, you're a survivor, but you stay in victim mentality. Because I was in that mentality where I thought, this way everybody sees me, or, the part of they're going to do it anyway, so just, submit to it. But no, submit to spirit, but fight for your life. Know that your life is worth more than what you're experiencing. People say about money, and I was thinking that a lot, like all along. Oh, no, you're not a good person, not a humble person if you have lots of money or what have you. It's like, we weren't meant to be poor. It's a system that tells us that we're supposed to be lacking when we're actually not. That's another demon that we face. And that's part of a system. The true sins. Systems integrated into society. So this is what I say to the systems. And I don't care anymore. In ways I feel like I do, because I still struggle with certain things. Because it all comes back to greed and ignorance, and just because you're rich doesn't mean you're greedy. Or just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're greedy. If you got there by doing the right things, and you didn't get there on the backs of others, and you didn't hurt others to get where you are today, then you're a humble, good person. You're working to help others. Sure, this stuff is material things, but it's a belief system that tells you you're not allowed to have nothing. It's not your fault that others are jealous of your success. That's on them. And that just means that they have to look into their own belief systems. Because everybody can have the things that they want in life, if they just take the time to sit down and look at themselves. Because I'll tell you right now, some of those people that are rich as dirt, they appear to be happy, some of them, They're miserable as fuck. And they're looking at you wishing that they had your life. Because to them it seems so simple. A lot of people with rich that are rich and have shitballs of money, but they don't have the family relationship. They'll look at people that have a family relationship, wishing that they had it, but they because they don't have it, they try to destroy other people's families. That's part of detoxing. That's part of exercising your exorcism, exercising the system. Mm-hmm. And would I go help others who need it, a form of an exorcism? Yeah, I would. Que tudo é isso, right? Wouldn't be the first time I've gone up against it. I've even had it tell me that it wanted to kill me, wanted to bury me because it was going through someone else. So I picked something up and I handed it right to them. It's like, here, I want to kill me? I'm right here. I'll even go get the shovel for you so you can bury me afterwards. But just remember, I'm coming back. It's like, you know, it's like we die every day in different ways. Because when we're dying, it's letting go of something that doesn't, but even taking something in that's not yours, pain that you take on. It's not about taking on someone else's pain as it is about teaching them how to work through it themselves in a healthy way. Some use meditation, some use yoga, and what have you. I used it some, but I ended up doing it a whole other way, and now I know how to shift it. I know how to meditate in different ways on the go. And if I look foolish or silly to some, oh well. That's a part of. I don't care what people think, but I do care about people. I said before many other times, my channel's not for everybody. I'll make you laugh, I'll make you cry, I'll piss you off. You want to punch me upside my head, you want to call me names. But that's only your demons that are seeing that what I'm bringing forward to help you see truth. It doesn't like it itself because I'm making you see something that you don't want to look at. That's why some people turn my channel off if I come off a little more aggressive or if I get deep. But that's actually spirit. Different forms of spirit working through others. And I'm not saying that all of it is, it's not like you got to go through the darkness to find the light. So in the beginning, until you go through that darkness and you release that darkness, keep going towards the light. Because when you do that, that's when you get to the light love. You can pretend, but you know, people like myself, we can see right through that facade. We can see your pain, we can feel your pain. Oh, ow, kidokototoy. Ah, shit. Asshole. We can see and feel your pain. And then we end up experiencing it because we're here to help, like, transmute it, help shift it for you, to help you see it, look at it, experience it, feel it, and allow yourself to release it. And that's what my channel is about. It's helping people to see the stuff that they don't want to see. And if you have to see it within me, that reminds you of things that you've been through. And I encourage other people to do the same thing. It's not necessarily that you got to use names or anything like that. It's about sharing your experiences so that you can release it. And when you release it, you're actually not just helping yourself heal, but you're helping many others heal too, because they're understanding where you came from or where you're coming from. That's how you're going to relate to people. That's how you're going to come in the connection with others' hearts. There was a was out one day last year, and I had all white on, and a person who lives on the street, they come up to me and they were talking to me and stuff like that, and they wanted to give me, like, wanted to exchange a hug, and I had no problem with it because my clothes can be washed, and a hug can do so much for somebody. And I know people say, well, the energy. Yeah, well, when you're strong and you know what your true calling is, then it doesn't matter. Because just because somebody is living on the streets doesn't mean that they don't believe in spirit or that they don't believe in God. Oh my goodness. Because a lot of them actually do. Because who did they say that Yeshua hung out with? But, like, I mean, he got mixed up in some of it sometimes. And that was before he had his enlightenment, before they had their enlightenment. I'm beginning to learn and understand who I am as my higher being, as who God, Spirit, Source, Creator, Mother, Father, Universe. The reason why I came to experience because I'm here to, and people like myself are here to help others understand what it is that was really being brought forward to people, taught to people. It wasn't about a man having superiority over a woman. Because it's that part of, you want to step on my neck here, let me bust your foot off for you. Because most of the time it's like standing on someone's neck, or you got them chained down. And that's why I say, we're here to break the sire. We're here to break the father of the pain. Okay? And the father of the pain needs to find its heart. Yes, please. I just asked if I wanted coffee. The person's coming around. in different ways. But I know who I'm here. Know who and what I'm here for. And as much as it tears me apart inside, people say, go away from it. As many times as I tried to get people to help me go away from it, I always get denied because I know that it's parts of spirit saying, no, please don't run. Please don't run. We need you now. And spirit needs you. I am my ancestors. And I am a spirit. I just got put in a physical body. I'm a consciousness. I learned how to embody it. Mind you, it was painful getting here, and sometimes it still experiences a little pain along the way. But that's because I'm still going through some of my own shit. And spirit is putting me where I need to be in order to help me heal from it. So if you have a talent, stop blaming it on somebody else because you're holding it back. Start working on it. Because every step gets you a step closer to where it is that you want to be sometime. And it's not about going after big wigs to get you there, because you can get yourself there in many different ways. But you got to release all that anger and animosity that you have towards other people who have caused you pain. Because maybe in a previous time frame, you caused them pain and they say, it's payback. But when you stop doing that system, they call it karma. But that's the part where we don't want to understand that we are doing it to ourselves. Because we're allowing ourselves to hold on to it when we don't need to. It's a system that keeps you going back. And once you release that fear, they ain't got no hold on you. Because then you don't got to rely on them for that system. And you find yourself. You help yourself. Every time we help someone, and I'm not talking about just like friggin' being somebody's bitch or slave. I'm talking about helping people physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to grow. Not doing the work for them, but showing them how to do it themselves, showing them how to find the answers within themselves instead of giving them the answers, because then you're actually, it's like cheat notes. You're cheating on a test. We call for God and Spirit and Mother, Father, Creator, Universe, what have you. They were never gone. Always been here. That's why when you start thinking about somebody that's passed or or what have you, it's because their spirit's right there. Their consciousness is with you because you are a part of them. They are a part of you. So they're letting you know, hey, it's going to be okay. You're not going to find God in a building, not a little building in that sense. You'll find maybe community, but some of those communities actually kick out their own family members because they don't have the same beliefs. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't care if you like me or not. That's not of God. Maybe of the God that you believe in, but that's not the ultimate God. That's not the all is. Because when you believe in the God of all is, you believe in yourself and you believe in others. You believe in each other because you are those people. You are parts of them and they are parts of you. Read the Bible when I was 12. I'm more into like going and looking deep in myself and allowing Spirit to bring me the truth, enlighten me with the truth of myself, of my own, what people call myths, of my own truths, the good, the bad, the ugly. Sometimes it's scary. Some people around me and are just constantly living in fear of this or that. If I do this and this will happen. Yep. I'll use it again. You could walk out your door and off your doorstep and fucking trip and fall and break your ankle. But is that going to keep you from going out the door and down the steps again? Because if it is, holy shit, man. I guess you live a limited life when your life is actually supposed to be living is. Right now, do I spend a lot of time in my yard? In my yard? Yep, because I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot of funding to go places. But I know one day I will. I want to be able to share my abundance, have everybody be able to have their own abundance. You have your own abundance. We're just blocked from it. Because like I said, we're too busy believing everything else. So those are parts that we need to detox our body from. Detox your body from the system. I'm not talking your physical system. I'm talking about the systems you look to give you the answers. Because you think you don't have your own answers. Find your Akashic records. Don't know what Akashic records are? Look it up. A lot of people are saying about all the stuff that's under the Vatican. Records. Your records. But see, you have them in here. You have them within you. You connect. The Sukhotai. And do you ever notice? The cross. You got the fear in the solar plex, and you got the manipulation in the brain. So when you got the two, it can converse with the heart, but until you find the balance within yourself, you're constantly contradicting yourself. You're constantly keeping your own demons locked in, and the best form is to just call them out. As painful as it can be. And it can be painful. It can be scary. But it's also enlightening, and it brings joy. Like, people look at me on my videos and stuff like that, but you have no idea what I am like outside of this. You have no idea what I'm like when I'm around other people, especially of like-minded people. When you're able to feel like you can be free to be who you are, not who somebody tells you are or you have to be, because the way you are makes them uncomfortable. But it's usually because they're not comfortable in their own skin. They're not comfortable within their own self, because they can't be who they are because of the stigmata of society, of the systems. Like I said, you want truth, but even when the truth is sitting right in front of you, still deny it. Why? Why say you want a savior? Why say that you're waiting for a specific person when that specific person you're already looking for is in spirit form and works through you? Is that person coming back in a physical body? We always do. We always come back because we keep coming back until we get it right. Right within ourselves. So that we can experience our true divinity. Physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. I was reading in a book I have, and I even said it before I read it in the book. You know, you're looking for it all out there, but until you find it in here, you're not going to really see it out there. You can see like a manipulation of certain things. But the kingdom of God it's within you. And when you find it within you, then you will actually see it and experience it in the physical world, because you will truly know what it actually is and where it comes from and what it means. That's the divinity. And I know that certain things want to cut me off because I feel it when it happens. And I know that, it messes with my algorithms and stops people from seeing certain messages or what have you. But, in all honesty, I already know that it's getting out there. Because I know that just because I can't see it in one aspect of it, I know that it's getting through to where it needs to be. You get some that say like, subscribe, and follow, and I don't give a shit if you do either of that. It's like, I wouldn't expect anybody to follow me because I don't really follow anybody except for spirit. I watch people, I observe, I feel their trueness, if they're genuine. I feel if they're manipulating. And see, the thing is, we all experience that, only we turn it off. Because we don't want to believe it. Or we're trained not to. So if you pray to God, I have to ask, do you know what you're praying to? Do you know what you're really praying for, asking for? And I mean, we do a lot of praying for ourselves. I struggle with that. I pray for a lot of my loved ones that they heal from their stuff. And I know it's not easy. But it's wanting to see the true divinity for everyone, abundance for everyone. People not being overworked and feel like they're underpaid and having a lack of family or a lack of emotion because the system keeps everybody distracted and they can't have that relationship for one reason or another. Some of us, we come into this part of the world and we're put with people for a reason. And you know, systems will tell you, just leave them because they don't want you sorting your shit out. So I'm going to leave it at that. Just give me 1 sec, please. I should have it out here. There it is. Yeah. Ow! I do a lot of grounding. I got like gravel up by my house and grass, but I got to go through gravel to get to here. And it freaking hurts feet, but I do a lot of grounding. Get out, walk. I'm trying to read. Um, shit. Shoot. Oh. I could be a life coach, I guess you could say, but no, right now I don't like, I do a lot of inner work and I do a lot of videos to come on and share my experiences so that other people can, you know, realize that you're not alone and there is hope for everybody. You know, that's why we say hope because, you know, Pandora's box. They make a Pandora's box. Ooh, that's taboo. Well, Pandora's box has hope down here and hope is rising. And they keep trying to push hope down because Pandora's box, it holds truth. And they suppressed it. So I'm going to read a card. If you want to talk more with me, just reach out through my TikTok. Sometimes I don't get back to people unless like they're actually serious about wanting to sit and talk so that they can be able to express themselves and I can help them find the answers that they're looking for. It's not about somebody else giving you the answers because I don't have it's not about me having your answers. Even if I did, it's not about me giving you your answers because nobody can give you your answers. You can only find those answers yourself. I am strong. I am invincible. I am woman. Okay, and to me, a woman is a woman is the womb producing the man. Woman, womb man, a man produced from the womb. I just heard what came first, the chicken or the egg. Well, in my opinion, they both came at the same time, but people will say the egg came first. But the creation started somewheres, and in order for that egg to hatch, it needed a womb. It needed a warm space to grow and hatch. And it's within the womb. It's the warmth. So with that being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, and most importantly, holy crap, purge. Send you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be true to yourself. Be true to others. Be who you are, not who somebody says you are or you have to be. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others, and know that you are more powerful and you have more strength than you can comprehend at times. So I want you all to have a great day. And just remember, you are your divinity. You are all children of God, no matter what anyone says, because you are all formed from energy. I love you all. Have a great day. Oh, shit. I'm sorry, but it's like right in your face, man. Sorry. I'm just, yeah. The heck? Oh, there it is. There's one.